Everybody step back, that's not helping. Everybody step back, that's not helping. Get off of me! I'm not hurting anyone, get off of me!
Stop.
Don't touch anything.
They're going to disqualify you.
Don't touch anything.
I know, Steve, but they'll DQ you. You don't want to, just don't let them DQ you for this.
Guys, do not go back to your seats. We will take care of these chips.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 880th episode of the Global Poker Award Losing Podcast, the PokerNews Podcast. I am Chad Holloway in Level 9 Studio in Las Vegas, joined by Kyna England and Mike Holtz. It feels good to be back here face to face. I'm going to do this whenever I am in Vegas, all summer long. But yeah, it's good. And we had a lot of fun this week, and we're going to get into that. But before we do, I want to encourage both of you, neither of you. I don't want you flipping this table over. No flipping it out like we saw at WSOP circuit at Harrah's Cherokee. You guys saw this video. It was viral. Not only in poker, it hit mainstream. You had Barstool Sports covering it. I think the New York Daily Post was covering it. I caught wind of it early. Somebody posted it on a Facebook chat. I immediately messaged Connor Richards and I said, you want to write what will be the best performing article of the year up to this point? Sure. And I can tell you it is. Already within 24 hours of getting posted, it was. What did you guys make of this when you saw this?
Well, I think it is crazy too, because a friend of mine that's not in the poker world asked me about it today. She's like, I saw this online. What was that? Was that where you guys were? Because of course, I'm always there. But no, that's crazy. Yeah, some guy, I guess, what did he just run in and scuttle like a crab under the table and just beast the whole thing up, and then got to three tables.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, got to three tables before somebody stopped him.
I only saw the video. I saw a few videos, but the one I saw was just the last table. You saw a video of him getting a crab?
That's what he did. He got under the table. He did that to the last one too. He got under the table and beasted it up with his whole body.
Oh shit, that's a new technique.
Yeah, I thought that's what I read. Well, maybe he didn't do that in the last one, but I read that somebody wrote that comparing it to a little crab under the table.
I didn't see anything that I would have considered a crab technique, but I'm going to have to reevaluate. I think that's fair, yeah.
It took place on day 2 of the $1,700 main event. There's only 65 players left, so what is that? 8 tables left, something like that?
Sure.
3 of them get flipped over. From what I understand, it wasn't a player. It was somebody else who apparently did play in some of the other side events, so it was a poker player, but not in the main event.
Oh, wow.
A name hasn't been shared. There was one that was shared incorrectly on social media by somebody who was there, which I don't think was very responsible, so we're not going to share it here. But it was a wild video, and I've only seen stuff like this in my career a handful of times, and it's so rare. That's how I knew this was going to perform. People want to know, and when I learned there was video of it, I'm like, oh, this is gold, And so what happens here usually, and what happened in this case is, the tournament staff immediately will get people away from the mess, the tables. This happened after some other patrons tackled the guy, by the way. He would have probably flipped over as many tables as he could have, but they actually tackled him until security came. And so then they went on an extended break. They reviewed the security footage, reconstructed what they could, and then went the extra step of counting the chips on all the other tables just to verify it was the correct amount of chips in play. Once they did that, they determined, that they have reestablished the security of the tournament, if you will, and started it again. Let me see, as we're recording this, it is still in play. It's actually heads up right now in that main event. We'll see at the end of the episode if there's a winner, but I don't know. What a scary scene if you're there, right?
Yeah.
And I think it took place on a break, I think. There was people weren't sat at the table when he went to
That's what it looked
do
like,
this.
yeah. Has anyone checked on Phil Nagy during this? Make sure it wasn't him. You know, it could have been him distracting from ACR. Oh shit, live poker's crazy too, guys. Look.
Somebody
I don't think
did
he comes
say
to the
that.
United States, does he?
No, he does not.
I don't think he's allowed.
Yeah, he's not allowed to do that.
David Moses was there. He was the one who shared a video. Matt Savage shared it as well, saying, quote, tournament director's biggest nightmare. And really it was. I seen in the video Dennis Jones, who is like the tournament supervisor at the WSOP circuit. Long time. Like he's one of those unsung heroes who should probably be in like the Poker Hall of Fame from an operational standpoint. Been around a very long time. So I know him and his crew did a really good job. I seen Christopher Keem as a dealer. He was there. I seen him in the background.
Sure.
He's got a big red beard.
Yeah.
Like looks like a Viking in some regards.
Pretty good poker player too. He's ran deep in some events.
That's right. Yeah, I think he ran deep in the casino employees event this past year with
I
you.
think he got third.
Yeah,
Could be wrong. I don't know. I think he's done well in other tournaments too. But yeah.
So wild stuff at Harrah's Cherokee. I don't know. Like it's rare. Like you just can't. Like you just don't do that, right? Like it's a lifetime ban.
I don't think anybody's ever done that. I think it's a first for everybody, unless, I mean, maybe it's happened when like fights broke out, right? But yeah, I would assume lifetime ban from all Caesars properties and, being a little leery of this guy coming in any poker room in the future.
Yeah, usually when this happens, for me, it's at Thanksgiving and that person's barred from one Thanksgiving. So I don't know how to use it in poker terms, but maybe one circuit stop, and then he's back in. We're good. Yeah.
Well, it was like you said, you don't see it often. I've seen it before. Usually just one table, right? They don't get an opportunity to go.
How does it even get to three? They've got to be more flimsy, right? These tables, they seem more flimsy.
They look fairly heavy duty to me. I'm looking at a picture right now. Big legs, metal legs on it.
Big legs on it, Chad.
Big sexy poker table legs.
Oh shit!
But it was also at a WSOP circuit. It also was caught on video, so I think that really highlighted it in the public consciousness. So.
No, that guy was going around calling people sinners, I heard.
Well, so I actually talked to one of the players who was there. I messaged briefly on social media, and she said that she had heard the guy was saying that God told him to do it.
He's like, under the power of Christ compels me.
So who knows? Thankfully, they resolved that. But it reminds me of like all the wild shit we've seen in the past, even at the WSOP. Remember the Naked Bandit? Who,
of course.
Who
could forget the Naked Bandit?
So I'm actually friends with Ken now on social media, on Instagram, because that was a mental health episode. This very well could have been as well. And then he went and got treatment and stuff.
This very well could have been, you think?
Well, yeah, could have just been massive raging tilt. Who knows? But the WSOP circuit is not the WSOP free-to-play app, because I'm about to thank our sponsor, and I want to make sure to draw that distinction. The WSOP free-to-play app, though, is full of fun games, PLO, No Limit Hold'em, the Daily Blitz. You got the video poker, and they sent me a little video to show. Check it out. All right, we are back to talk GTO, Wizard, RTA, ACR. We've done this before.
Again?
Yeah.
We're going to repeat it, but not with Nacho Barbero this time. Ebony Kenney has made the news, another RTA controversy. But this one is a little bit different, kind of. We were talking a little bit off air because this is actually like, it's old news that somebody resurfaced, right?
Right. So I think it happened last year during the Venom. She posted it. It seems like the guy caught it last year, sent it to ACR, maybe put it on Twitter, and it just didn't get much traction. So, it got kind of lost in the shuffle. But then with all the allegations coming out recently about Nacho, he posted it again and people grabbed hold of it. And she just had in the Venom, I believe she pulled $150,000 bounty. So that was pretty big news. And, coupled with everything else, people were demanding her head, So, yeah, I guess it is bigger news. Like, it wasn't related to this event that she just cashed in, but statements have to be made still, I guess.
Well, ACR did make a statement, and apparently this was from January 2024, the original video. So we are removed a year. But they did say, we're aware of this recently resurfaced screenshot that they had done a investigation, that they re-reviewed the facts and reached the same conclusion that she wasn't using it, during play. And, a lot of people chimed in, like Todd would tell us, why did she even have it open? And a lot of people saying look, because Ebony released a statement as well. And it was actually a decent statement, I thought. And I do like Ebony, saying that she doesn't use it in real time, that she uses it to review hands. That could very well be the case. But these pros need to realize the optics of it, right? People are going to assume that, if it's up, it is being used. They can't prove one way or the other as to when. And I don't think so. Or maybe they can, by reviewing the actual software. But I don't know. What do you think about this, Mike? Because
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't get it. I do get it. That's not true. ACR is unregulated. ACR does whatever they want. They have little to no security. Yeah, I mean, it's just par for the course for them. And then their PR team, as always, is so good. They really came out and crushed it.
At least their initial response was professional and not just, she's a goofball.
She's a goofball. No, that Ebony. She's at it again. I think just with the whole RTA thing in general, it is an on your honor thing, right? Nobody would know if you don't post a picture of it on your Instagram or on your Twitter, right? And that's not saying that you should do it, obviously, but it is a thing that people can do. And that I'm sure lots of people are doing, and it surfaces, and she's a sponsored pro. They're both sponsored pros, and it looks bad, right? It looks bad for the company. The company has to say something. They should make examples and everything. But that being said, I'm going to we can circle back to where we were, but I want to go in a different direction and say that when she comes out and she makes a statement, I think it's absolutely disgusting, some of the comments that she got on that statement. They have nothing to do with her play, nothing to do with the situation. They just go low. And people are disgusting, and I'm sick of seeing it. And it makes people, more conscious about even saying anything at all and coming out and saying anything at all. And you're coming out and saying, I'm sorry, and people are attacking your character, attacking her being a mother, attacking her as a woman. I just find that disgusting. And, I wish the world was a better place.
Sure, and I think we shouldn't, no one should be attacking, anything outside of poker for that, or attacking her as a person. That's certainly unfair. But the point does stand that if you are a sponsored professional for a website and you're playing a $2,650 tournament, you absolutely cannot say playing the Venom with a picture of GTO Wizard in the background. I mean, it's pretty crazy to me. I don't know. This is pretty wild that it's happened to both her and Nacho. And then for that to happen a year ago and not really gotten too much traction is interesting too. But I don't know. I don't trust ACR. I don't think anyone should trust ACR. There's no reason to. It has the reputation it has for a reason. And if you play it there, play at your own risk. You know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, well said. I think, my thinking on it is probably a lot of online pros do, in fact, have GTO Wizard up. They do probably use it. It seems to maybe be the standard for a lot of players. And then in these instances, they just got excited, shot off of social media, not thinking of it because it's just the norm. We always have it up.
Well, I think,
and then now there's a lot more backlash.
Sure. I think as players, we have to be more diligent now, I guess, on just checking these hands, because there is the fair play tool where you can plug it into GTO Wizard and say, did anyone look up this flop at this time? It's just unfortunate that the onus is on the players, because what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to play 10 hours a day, and then I'm supposed to study 4 hours, and I'm supposed to spend 2 hours checking hands to see if anyone cheated me. It's come on, somebody help us out here. GTO Wizard's making millions and millions and millions of dollars. They get $150 from me every month, I'll tell you that much, and all of my friends. So I don't know, you're making that much money. It's time to relax on the corporate greed, and let's find a way that we can all get along harmoniously, because you're mining the fine resource of online poker, and it's going to get to a point where there's no more player base left, and we're just gonna kill it. So let's hope that something can happen before then, because it certainly seems like the death of online poker is right around the corner.
$150 a month? for GTO Wizard. I don't even spend that much on OnlyFans stuff.
You don't spend 150 on OnlyFans a month?
I didn't know it was 150 bucks.
My subscription's 33 that you pay for, so well, I'll keep those feet pics coming.
That's great. That's great content. And quickly to your point, Kyna, I wholeheartedly agree, and I can only imagine being a woman in the poker world. In the past, I spoke with a lot of hostesses for PokerNews. Sarah Herring, Lynn Gilmartins, Christy Arnett, Gloria Balding, way back when, and the stuff that they dealt with, because they're on camera and the messages they got, it was vile, and they had to develop very thick skins.
Yeah.
And it's not fair, and I know it still happens today. Obviously, you're talking about Ebony. I know, Abby Merck, who just won the Global Poker Award for Rising Content Star. She's dealt with it. And, I'm sure you've dealt with certain stuff in social media too.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, comments are just comments, but it is just absolutely disgusting that somebody lives out there and is like, I'm going to get up today and anonymously make someone feel bad on the internet. You're pathetic and you're scum. And I hope you stub your toe every day.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully no more ACR, GTO controversies. And like Mike said, play at your own risk. Let's talk Lodge Card Club. They had a big tournament down there. They were 5-handed when a hand took place that is making the news because is it an angle shoot? And I think it's a pretty interesting hand. We're going to show a clip of it here, and then you can also hear Slick Rick and Skullman Mike on the commentary talking about it. Check it out.
$3 million. And Trung playing nearly every hand.
I mean, why not defend with 6-3?
And how about this? Pretty decent flop for Trung. Flops the straight draw, but top pair. Flops the flush draw. Top pair for Jose.
Do we think Jose goes pretty big or just small here?
4 bets 800.
Goes small.
Trung might come with the raise. Might go raise all in.
Pot already at 44.3 million. And here comes the raise.
It's a big raise too.
5 million.
And there's the all-in moment.
Whoa. Whoa.
He stopped?
5 million.
Yeah, he stopped.
Wow. I mean, there's
He literally stopped.
really not a hard line. I mean, forward motion.
But he didn't release is the whole thing.
Man.
It's tough. That's where cut and release is a big issue.
Wow.
Oh man.
I thought that was a call there.
That's well, he shoved all his chips in and he has 8.2. It's a big spot. It's kind of a weird angle, if I have to say it myself, but obviously he didn't understand it, and also I guess he saw Trung get ready to snap him off.
I mean, he raised to 5 million. Trung is committed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I don't know. Man.
But he saw the reaction coming from Trung because he was just gonna snap him off already. That's why he just paused.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Trung definitely needed to wait 10 seconds. Once he releases the chips, calls him off, perfect. But the fact that he was gonna snap him off just says he might be losing, even with King 10 or King 4 coming out of the big blind. And I guess some instances 10-4 can even have 9-8 or Queen Jack of spades. He's not blocking. Well, he might. Well, he has one queen. There's 3 other queens. Does he find the fold?
How can he find a fold with top pair, decent kicker?
He was really just ready to snap him off and just stop midway. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Now they're in a call.
All right. So what we thought was going to be 5 minutes ago ended up being This is for Jose's tournament life. 21 million chips in this pot. 21.5 million.
7 of spades.
There's the flush. And it's over. And Jose is eliminated.
All right, so there you have it. Like I said, you Slick Rick, and it's actually Skull Mike. I said Skullman Mike, but and Skull Mike on the call there, and a lot of people upset, thinking this is an angle. I actually don't think it's an angle per se, and I say this because for me, angle shooting in poker, you have to have a intent. You have to, you're doing this on purpose to gain some sort of an advantage. In this instance, and this is my opinion, I thought that Jose was putting his chips together. He was going to call. He was intentionally going to call, and as he's sliding it in, he didn't do that to try to elicit the response from Trung. Trung just acted too quickly, and it gave him that pause, like, oh, okay, like I wasn't trying to get this information, but I just got it. I don't know. How did you guys feel about it?
For me, it looked like he was going to go put all his chips in, and then maybe he realized that he had more than what the bet was, because it was a very large raise. Like, he bet and he got raised, and it was more than half of his stack, I think. And I just don't think he realized how large it was, and so went back to count it. But it didn't look like an angle. Like, if it was an angle, he'd be like staring at the guy the whole time, like watching him react. And it didn't feel like he was doing that. It just felt like kind of an oopsie, like, let me double check my stack.
Yeah, Mike?
No, I agree with you, Chad. I think it was literally like he went to go, guy raised, he went to go put his stack in, and as he went, the other guy was like so quick that he was like, wait, am I doing something dumb here by putting this in? And you need to think about it. I'm sure if at that moment the dealer said, whoa, forward motion, you have to put that in, I'm sure he would have been like, oh yeah, okay, I get it, you know what I mean? And he did end up putting the money in, and he does end up losing the hand. But to me, it didn't seem like he went to do it and on purpose was like, oh, I'm going to get this guy. Like, if he was going to do that, maybe he would have moved it a little bit or like done like a little chance corner type thing. But this one, he was like, oh shit. So
feels like angle shooting like has to come with intent, and people throw that word out there a little too freely now. Like,
I noticed that
we
in the
can
comments.
just have oopsies happen.
Yeah,
like
everyone was calling him. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say everyone in the comments was calling this guy an angle shooter and saying he should be ashamed of himself on Twitter. And I was just thinking to myself, like, that's so unfair. Like, that guy clearly wasn't trying to be a scumbag. It's like, yeah, did he move his chips forward? Yes. Is that a rule that if you do that, it's supposed to be a call or a raise? Yeah, of course. But it just seemed to me like he didn't mean to. You know what I mean? It seemed to me like he got caught up in the moment and then was like, oh shit. Nobody else said anything at the time. The floor could have come over. The dealer could have said, hey man. So one of the other players could have said, isn't that forward motion? I know if I was at the table and I saw that, I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, it was the Lodge Championship Series. It was the LCS half milli $400 tournament, and it was one Daniel Wojcik who turned that $400 into a $100,000 payday. Trung Pham actually won more. He won $102,000, the guy in the hand that we just talked about, as part of an ICM chop. So it sounded like he had a few more chips, gets a little bit more money, but the young Daniel Wojcik gets the trophy and the title. And it is one of those things. Like, people are so quick to rush to judgment and grab their pitchforks. And sometimes I think it's a little bit, be more reserved, use your eyes, use your common sense. And in this case, still not great and not a good look by any means, but I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was as egregious as, and this guy shouldn't be made to be, vilified as, on the level of somebody we're going to talk about in a minute.
Sure, of course. And I think that people judge themselves by their intentions and judge others by their actions. So it's like,
well said.
If put yourself in that guy's shoes, I don't think his intention was to angle, and I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, the guy I was talking about is Ali Imsirovic. He is persona non grata in a lot of places. Admitted cheater. He had some collusion online, like a collusion ring, or I don't even remember the details.
Most of it's multi-accounting.
Oh, okay.
Collusion ring. Just an all-around bad dude, cheating people before and after he was caught, like popped back on WSOP.com to continue cheating, talked openly about it in a video. The guy's just a scumbag.
Yeah, well, earlier in February, he made his way down to Texas at the Champions Club, tried to enter the $1,500 Winter Poker Open main event. He actually did enter it. He was in the field. PokerNews was there doing live updates for this event. And when it was made aware, the tournament staff realized what was happening, they went and they DQ'd him from the tournament. They did give him his buy-in back and said, "You're out of here. You're banned.
Sick.
You're banned from this."
That's how every place should treat
him. And I say,
100%.
Clap for that. People are like, how did he get in the first place? Look, you can't expect the woman or the man who's taking the registration money to know.
Isn't this a guy online who cheated a little bit? Let me go talk to somebody before I let you in real fast.
Right. Yeah. Kind of. What do you think about this? Do you think it's rightfully so, or some people think you didn't do it here, so you can play?
I think it's up to the discretion of the venue, who they allow, and they can refuse service to anybody. So they did, and that happened.
I think, as far as I know, it's the only place other than the PokerGO Tour and the PokerGO Studio, who did that. They said Ali is not welcome there. Jake Schindler's not welcome there. But this is the first other card room, and I applaud them for doing it, and I also think it's a good precedent. Now, other card rooms can look and be like, okay, we're not the first, right? Other places have done it, so now we can do it too, or we feel comfortable doing it too. And and I think it's different. It shouldn't be for, and it should only happen in clear-cut cases. Like, he has admitted to it.
100%.
To, not necessarily all of it, but he's admitted to a lot of the allegations. And so, that is reason enough for me. We don't have to linger too much. He didn't play. He was gone, and
get him out of here.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see where he shows up next. We still see it too with other people.
WSOP, he'll be there. He'll play the shootout. He'll play a couple other events. He'll be there. Trust me.
We've seen Howard Leder come back. Mike Postle's made appearances here and there. And well, we mentioned the Lodge before, and the two gentlemen who were on the call for that, Skull Mike and Slick Rick, were at the Global Poker Awards, and they won for Best Live Stream at the Lodge.
Sick,
producer Matt Sweeney as well gets some credit there. And we were in attendance.
Yes.
We did not win Podcast of the Year. Were you disappointed?
But we sure looked good trying.
No, we were hotter than Uranium 253, 258.
We did look good. We, Kyna and I met up for a drink beforehand. Well, Mike, you had some tuxedo issues. You got there last minute, right?
Man, might say
Mike was
things.
late. What a surprise.
Yeah, what a shock. I was actually on time for the event.
Yes, you were. Because we got to do the red carpet. We all got a nice little group photo. Connor was there. He was also in a nice tux, so I got a nice picture with Connor.
Yeah.
And then we had a nice table right alongside where the awards were giving away. They had some food. We had drinks. A lot of the PokerNews staff was there. Lupe Soto, Women in Poker Hall of Famer, was there. Sat and she went up and accepted a award for a charity initiative. No, she actually, when I was trying to do a picture of the three of us, she said, "Give me that camera, and I'll take one of you." And remember how she joked that she took one of herself first?
She did take one of herself.
She did take one of herself.
No, 100%. I knew she was
I
being
saw
serious.
it on my phone when I went through it, and we've shown it on air by now.
You got to show it. But
cool.
the one she took, though, I found it on your Facebook, and that was really nice. I saved it because that was a really nice picture of us.
I thought it was pretty funny. Yori Epskamp, my boss at PokerNews and a good friend of mine, he actually got to present an award, which was really cool. Yeah. And he got up there, and I know he really enjoyed that. So I want to say thank you to the entire GPI crew, Eric Denis and Rowan Boothby and Anthony and everybody there. Like, it's a lot of work for them. They put on a great show. They don't have to do that for this industry, but they do. Mm-hmm. And then also a shout out to Jeff Platt and Drea Renee. They were the hostess of the hosts of the event, and I thought they did a good job. I mean, Jeff brought the fire.
They did a good job, but I did not appreciate how Jeff came for Chad during our award. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he does change podcast hosts quite a bit, but here we are, and we're nominated for the award. So leave us alone, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Platt's a dickhead. Fucking dick.
I did have it planned out when he did that. So if we did win and I got to go up there, I was going to rib him back and say, like, who knew all it took to get up on the stage was to get rid of Jeff Platt?
Oh, nice. Well played. Okay, all right, fair game. And then,
but I thought you were going to say you didn't appreciate how he slow rolled your boy Stu.
No, that was actually also nuts.
But they did kind of make it funny because I was in the back at the bar watching it, and they had a little like plaque underneath that said Scott Stewart did not win.
That was really funny.
And they let him come up and make a speech. And I guess that's kind of fun for him, though, too,
I did talk to him after the awards were done. We were all mingling, and I said, "You guys planned that, right?" And he said, "No." Like,
no, it was obviously unplanned.
Yeah, unplanned. But he had no problem with it. He thought it was funny, and that you can do that with Scott Stewart, but I don't don't do it to anybody else.
Yeah.
But he's the right guy to do with it.
Yeah.
No, Jeff Platt, just a classless garbage kid. I will say, Drea Renee, a picture of elegance.
Yes,
as always, gorgeous,
beautiful
personality, bubbly. She's the best.
Drea,
Jeff Platt.
yay, Jeff Platt.
Trash can. Yeah, right in the garbage.
Special shout out to Abby Merck. I mentioned earlier. She did win. She worked for PokerNews earlier in the year and does great content. And a big shout out to my good friend Danny Maxwell. He won Photo of the Year for his Barney Boatman photo. And I was really happy to see that.
And Nikki Limo, one of our guest co-hosts, congratulations. She won short form content for the year. And yeah, so congrats all the friends.
They actually pulled her up on stage 2 when the Big Game, won for best episodic television series. And I seen them. She was sitting there and they like grabbed her and said, "Come on up." So there any other moments that stuck out with you for the show? There were some pretty emotional speeches. She won breakout player of Ranya's.
Cherish's speech was amazing. That was the best, I thought.
The In
Memoriam
was really good. Like, it made me really sad.
That one hit me too. There was I write these things, right? And I don't enjoy writing them, but I think it's important to share when somebody passes. And then I send it to the GPI, and then they compile the video. And there were some where, I wrote those back in January, February of last year. And, I forgot kind of.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And so they hit me pretty hard. Like one was Jason Kapoor.
Yeah.
Jason and I were pretty good friends. And that one hurt. But I'm really glad they started doing that because I do think it's important to look back. And
absolutely.
Yeah. But
and
otherwise,
it's nice to remember. I mean, it's sad, but it's nice to remember.
Hopefully next year we'll be back, maybe nominated again, and we'll have to see. But it was fun, and we did look damn good.
We did look sexual, yeah. No, I keep getting like DMs. They're mostly from men.
We'll see what my mom says. We'll see what my mom says when she sees the picture.
No, your mom said that we all looked really good.
I think it was the weekend before the awards.
Your mom helped me pick out my outfit. You didn't know that?
I think the weekend before the awards, you got to go to something fun. It was the Charity Series of Poker. They have their annual awards as well.
Yes.
I've been years past, but I couldn't be there this year because I moved away. But you went, and it looked like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was supporting the Ivey Foundation. Is that what it's called? I had a hoodie. I forgot to wear it today, but it was a great event. Big turnout. Went for a long time, and lots of people there. Met a lot of new people, a lot of cool people from other industries. Great time, yeah, for sure.
So Phil Ivey was there, right? So it was his sister has the Ivey Solutions. She was on the cover of Card Player magazine last summer. That's how I kind of knew who she was. So she was there. She gets her brother Phil Ivey to come to the Charity Series of Poker at
pretty good connection there,
right? And then Phil Ivey's mom, Pamela Ivey, Pam's my mom's name too. She was there, and
she was at the table next to me.
And she got to play with Joey. I know. And Connor, when he messaged me, that was the case. I'm like, see if you can talk to her. Like, if in an interview with Phil Ivey's mom, I want to know.
Yeah.
And so he did, and she chatted with him. And there's an article up on PokerNews right now. It's not super lengthy in terms of but he asked her, when did you know he was going to be a good poker player and things like that. And so it was just a nice little backdoor look into a very mysterious player in our industry.
So that's interesting. You text Connor to ask about Phil Ivey's mom. I text Jeff to ask about Phil Ivey's sister.
Touche.
Hey. She was very sweet. She was very excited. She was, really nice and welcoming to everybody. And it was a great event. I always have a good time when I go to those charity events. So they always it's less about actually playing poker and more about having a good time and supporting the cause.
Yeah. Cheyenne Ivey, she's the founder of the Las Vegas-based consulting firm Ivey Solutions. And I actually told Connor you should try to because Connor does Life Outside Poker podcast, which is one-on-one, get to know somebody for an hour. And I said she would be a perfect contender for his show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
love to
100%.
see if that happens. Jealous though, that looked like a really good time. There's a picture of you, Kyna, with your glass of wine in hand. So, and I wanted to talk about this was a little bit a while ago, but we haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. So we touched upon the PokerGO Cup early winners on that one. Texas Mike did really well in the first event. He won, and Joey Weissman finished in runner-up. And then in event number 2, Joey Weissman won, and Texas Mike finished in second place.
The PokerGO Cup.
Yes.
Did you say PokerNews Cup?
Did I? Maybe. We have done a PokerNews Cup, but it is the PokerGO Cup, an 8-event series that was at PokerGO Studio. So that was a fun little story. But then after that, the series continued on. We had some more winners. It actually wrapped up recently with Justin Zaki taking down the 25K, and guess who finished runner-up again?
Joey
Weissman.
Yeah.
So he had 1 win and 3 runner-up finishes to win the overall leaderboard. He had, let me see, PokerGo actually tweeted this out, or they shared this in an article. He had 2 cashes in the kickoff series, I believe it was, earlier in the series. So he now has 907 PokerGo Tour points, which puts him atop the leaderboard, surpassing Kristen Foxen, and over $1 million in PokerGo Tour earnings already in 2025.
Pretty sick.
Wow. Good job, Joey.
Yeah, one of the things we were talking about his game in the group chat, which is going unnoticed, is his regularity in his actions. Like the way he looks every hand, the way he does everything, every single hand looks exactly the same. When he has aces, when he has 7 deuce off, he's about to fold, it's all exactly the same. It's all regulated. It's really, really impressive. Most players, including myself, I'm all over there, you know what I mean? So pretty impressive stuff.
I think Joey's been around a long time. I'm actually going to look him up here on Hendon Mob. He's been a buddy of mine for a while, and he's a consummate grinder. So he's got $8.5 million in lifetime earnings dating back to 2010. Right?
Wow.
And I want to look at his stats here because I just didn't think of him as a high roller guy much. He wasn't low stakes, or even mid stakes. He was always just that $5,000, $10,000 range. And he goes and grinds a series. So let's see. Oh shit, this is actually really impressive. I didn't know this. So he's already got $1.05 million, 1.05 million in 2025. Last year he had 1.7 million, and in 2023 he had 1.2 million. So he's been in 7 figures.
Yeah, I was going to say he's
now.
been playing the PokerGo stuff and a lot of the big big
maybe
stuff.
I just needed this, this moment where you can't help but notice.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I remember seeing he was playing a high roller. I want to say in Africa. It was everyone was playing a big tournament series, and I saw and he was playing a high roller and somewhere crazy, and I was like, what's even happening? He won, obviously. So I was like, man, this guy's got it down. Maybe I should be over there in Africa right now.
Right. Adam Hendricks took down a tournament. Sergio Aedo. Eric Blair took down 2 tournaments. And Kristen Foxen was back in the winner's circle, event number 7, the 15K. She won that for $348,000. So Kristen Foxen just picking up where she left off in 2024. She's the one we talk about every episode.
She's absurd.
Yeah, and our Midwest buddy, Michael Burke, was in the action there.
Right.
Made a few final tables. Didn't take one down, but he's coming for it now. I know he's always wanted to play in the studio and stuff. So congrats, Burke. Good job.
I feel like Burke is Dan Seppiel, the 2.0 or whatever, not necessarily, the next better version, but has taken the same trajectory.
Yeah.
Right. We knew them from the MSPTs, the smaller grinding, and they're working their way up. So
I was going to say, I've never smoked weed with Michael Burke in my car, so I don't know if I can say he's the Dan Seppiel 2.0, but.
Well, touche. It looks like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode that, the WSOP circuit at Harrah's Cherokee was heads up. There is a winner in this one, and it looks like for taking it down for $368,000. Let me make sure I get this right. We had Patrick Platt in 3rd place, Jarrett Mullins in 2nd place, and that means Florian Pesce. I'm going to probably butcher that one.
I'm sure you got it right, Chad. I'm sure that's exactly what his name is.
Florian.
Florian Pesce. How do you spell his name?
It is spelled Pesce.
Pesce?
Pesce? Yeah.
Pesce.
I like your guys is better now. And hearing it back.
I don't know, brother. I'm an idiot too. I don't know what's happening.
That's what I have on the episode here. We're going to do a little giveaway, but you mentioned a hoodie. You both are wearing hoodies. I'm not, but you brought me one.
I did.
And you can talk a little bit about it and tease it a little bit because we're going to be giving some away, right?
Yeah. In March, the Tilted Compass Company, they are responsible for the MSPT gear. You can find their booth at all the MSPT stops. And they sent us some hoodies. We're going to be doing a giveaway. They're actually a backpack company, I believe. And they do some cool things with backpacks and charity and everything. So we're going to be, for March, giving away one of their backpacks. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in March. So we'll wear our hoodies next time.
And that's because we got to wrap up a giveaway. It's going to end at the end of February. So this episode's going to come out in the middle of the week. I think we've moved it up because it's timely. We don't want to wait till Friday with this one. But Friday is the end of February. So you'll have a couple days as you're listening or watching this. It's the Las Vegas book giveaway, a book valued at $500. Now, we've been doing this for over a month now to get people signed up. All you have to do to enter to win, like all you have to do is follow. You guys think it's too much, but...
Well,
we didn't say that. You saw it in our eyes.
It was just you explaining the directions. I was like, well, this is not something you talk through.
But I'm going to try. Okay. And it's also in the article. I'll link it in the show notes. Everyone. Is if you want a chance to win this $500 book, very luxurious book, what you need to do is go to the Las Vegas book on YouTube, subscribe there, and leave a comment on the trailer to the book. PokerNews. So we know that you've went there and you've entered it on behalf of PokerNews. Then you're going to go to a video that at PokerNews we have done on the Las Vegas book and comment book. So you do combined, that's going to get you the entry. Subscribe to both. And we are going to choose a random winner. Yeah, I know it sounds tough.
I just stopped listening halfway through. Write it down, everybody.
Just comment, give us a little engagement. We'll give you a book. We'll figure it out.
I mean, this isn't just a paperback book that I would just say like and retweet to give away.
I want the book myself.
This is a $500 limited edition book. You'll be happy to have it if you win, and we will announce the winner on next week's podcast and decide how we're going to give away some of these hoodies. Can we talk about that?
I'll say the book looks amazing, but you guys should just comment anyway underneath this one too and just give us some engagement. Just do it. Just do it now.
Comment, subscribe. Thanks for voting for us.
Well, that's all I've got. Anything from you guys? What's coming up now? Like the Global Poker Awards is in the past. We didn't win. We can drown our sorrows, but I'm going back to Wisconsin, so I'll be remote hosting again until I think I'm coming back in April for a little bit. I'll definitely be here for the World Series of Poker. We got to figure out what we're doing for shows. I know, Mike, you're going to be playing a lot. Kyna will probably be playing a bit too, even myself. But what any upcoming trips, any tournament series, or is it just a low spot in the schedule right now for us?
Like for me, I think March is going to be a lay low. I want to do some spring cleaning. I got birthday coming up and, my job is kind of busy. So probably no travel until April. I'm going to go do some stuff in April for sure.
My brain is a barren wasteland of nothingness and out of it comes nothing. So, I'm really living every day step by step. If there's a tournament, I'm going to play it. If not, going to hang out with the dogs. Otherwise, who knows what adventure may lie next.
Sounds like you're smoking too much weed in your car with Dan Seppiel to me.
No, or just enough.
No,
the perfect amount.
amount.
Yeah. I've transcended.
All right, well, that is going to do it for this episode of the PokerNews Podcast. Like, subscribe, review. Let's grow this even more in 2025 so we can win the award next year. I am Chad Holloway, Kyna England, Mike Holtz. We'll be back next week, and until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.